Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I've been here. I've heard you talk about reinventing myself, reinventing ourselves, and I just want to make sure I understand that it's not me doing the reinventing, is it?
No, it's, look, you know, look, uh, when you get, as you grow in yourself, and you capable of opening in depth to what's infinite in the universe, you discover new areas of creativity in yourself, new areas of creativity in life. And, in a way, it's reinventing yourself. It's giving you an opportunity to use your creative energy instead of letting all of the ways that you live become stale. So you have to kind of reinvent yourself. You have to have a kind of vision about what it means to be alive and how extraordinary it is that we as human beings are connected to energy that has no limitation. The creativity has no limitation. And we can consciously reinvent it by not by, doing some logical, equation and coming up with, but by just opening deeper, allowing more Shakti energy to enter our system, building parts of ourselves we don't even know exist, and yet they're there. And when I talk about reinventing, that's what I'm talking about. And people all too often just accept some kind of horizontal level of life they live in. It gets a little bit boring, it gets a little bit tedious, it gets a little bit of everything. But people accept it. And living and reinventing oneself scares the hell out of people because they have to let go of the old and open to the new. All creative energy exists in the new, it exists in the unknown. And when you open to that energy, you literally are reinventing yourself, discovering how extraordinary a human being is inside. Extraordinary people. And nobody has to level off. If they build an inner life that enables them to connect with spirit, with God, with higher energy in the universe. Because in that connection, there's so much creativity. There's so much that's beyond human understanding. There's so much that we can use to break down the boredom, the mediocrity, the level of life that so many people just accept. Well, this is life, and they accept it. They live that way, mostly in a very unhappy state, but they live that way. It's like being involved in a relationship that's no longer a relationship. And people just live that way with each other. But there's that juice is gone. That real unconditional love is gone. People just accept and live with each other. So it's almost like an essential ingredient to consciously reinvent oneself. How? By developing a chakra system that enables us to really open and receive energy that is infinite in the universe. Embrace it. Embrace the totality of life. And the totality of life goes beyond the parameters of birth and death, this or that, my job, my this, my that. It goes, there's no limitation. And the thing that keeps us from really going off is we're grounded inside, we're rooted inside. And what this grounding and rooting creates is a tree of life. That tree of life is inside us, and the branches go endlessly into the universe, opening to all kinds of levels of creativity. It's kind of a wonderful way to live, And if you're grounded, then you never get blown away by, you really can use that infinite energy in a practical way in your life. It manifests in a practical way. Mm. Does anyone else have a question? I hope that's clear, Derek.
Thank you, Stuart. That sounds wonderful.
Well, it's possible for anyone to do, We all have a system inside that makes this possible. Unless we just accept the mundane, the mediocre, as what life is all about. And it's not. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Boy, for me, this has been some year. I can't wait to the next year. It's been an unbelievable year. How things have changed. And in the process of change, I feel so much simpler in myself. It's not a complicated Stuart anymore. It's a very simple reality that I live in now. God is love.
Hey Stuart, it's Heidi.
Yes, Heidi.
Hey, can you speak about humor and how that just supports? I love what you said about how crappy the year's been.
How what?
I just loved what you said about you just can't wait for the next year. It just feels
Well,
really sweet.
yeah, this has been a very powerful year, and I just want to see how it manifests everything I've been going through this year. And it will all take place next year. Prepare me for the year after. But the humor is, look, you got to have humor, otherwise you're like dead. I mean that. You're like dead. You have to be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at the world and see how terribly absurd life is. It really is. And instead of getting swept away and, sucked dry by it, have the capacity to laugh at it. Find what's funny. I mean, look, I'm not a comedian or anything like that, or I can be sometimes. Ask Jennifer, she'll tell you. It's to be a lot of fun around here. Very often.
Yeah, thank you.
But look, we can't take ourselves so seriously. And life is it's like a divine comedy. It really is. It's something so deeply spiritual And the lightness of it, the ability to see the humor in things instead of allowing things to make us depressed and miserable and unhappy. I mean, look, most tragedy in theater or movies, or let's put it another way, most comedy in theater and books, and it's based on, things that are very tragic.
Yeah.
And it's true, Shakespeare was a master at it. Taking this tragic situation and making it into something hilarious. The grave diggers, talking to Hamlet. It's a riot what they're talking about. And it's true. And yet the situation was so tragic. They were burying Ophelia, And yet, and life is that way. You need to have humor. And you can't take things personally. You'll
Yeah.
make yourself absolutely nuts if you start taking everything personally.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. That's really good.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question they'd like? Okay. I say it every night. I'll say it probably all the time. And, God bless you all. Thank you for being here, and your presence here just really demands a lot of me. And in order for me to succeed at this, I have to go very deep inside myself. And it not only benefits me, it benefits everybody that attends these classes. The energy is really powerful. Now you have to use it consciously in your life. Well, I got Stuart at 7:30 in the evening. The energy is going to get strong, and then I'm going off to whatever. Take it with you. Let it sink in. Let it become part of one's life. Let that openness to a higher force begin to guide your life. That's what it's for. It's not just a class at 7:30 in the evening, Eastern time. It's a place to truly get, I always say, it's like a gas station. It's got to fill up your tanks and then allow yourself to drive your particular vehicle into the new year. Open to it. Let it take you into something more wonderful. And these classes are fantastic for that, And I think everybody that attends them has to make it a part of their life. Okay, does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then there will be class tomorrow at 1 o'clock and also 7:30, my time here. And Jennifer teaches the class tomorrow evening. And God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for supporting this, making an effort to support what is going on here. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Stuart.
you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
Stuart.
you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Good night.